Right, next up we've got Sean Mayer. Sean is a great supporter of the BOHS, always around the conferences, and he's got a really good little topic to talk about. And he told me earlier that it was going to be a hoot, so...
well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we're going to take it away, Sean.
All right, it's metalworking fluid and smoking, an unexpected result. I spend an inordinate amount of my time in metalworking shops, mostly aerospace. And I was in academia for 10 years, so I found out you have to do trigger alerts now in case there's snowflakes in the audience. And being an Ignite session, you have to have no sacred cows, and you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Anyway, in machining, for people unfamiliar with it, you've got a metal-on-metal interface. You know, sometimes you've got the tool turning like a drill, sometimes the parts turning like a lathe, but more often than not, they're both turning. And so you've got an incredible amount of heat, and to combat that, they have metalworking fluids. And they used to be pure oil, and in some cases they still are, notably in gear turning. But more often than not, they're a mix, about half insoluble hydrocarbons, and the rest other stuff. And whatever's in there, it's only about 5 or 10% in water. It's mostly water. And so you think you've got some hydrocarbons, you got some metals, you got a nice little mix for things to grow in. And because of that, we have some health effects. Obviously, skin is the number one issue, but sensitization is a prominent thing, and occupational asthma is a notorious in metalworking fluids, as is EAA. And no one knows for sure what it is. We're looking for a smoking gun. Is it the oil mist? Probably not. Bacteria? More than likely. Is it culturable? Is it viable? Or is it fungi growing in there? And then could it be a byproduct from it? Could it be an endotoxin? Could it be a beta-glucan? We don't know. So we don't know what to measure. So they used to have MDHS 84. But when we moved from pure oils, it kind of went away. So then HSL gave us this crazy method where you look at markers, and it's not that good. So coming across from the Atlantic is NIOSH, handing us back 84 as NIOSH 5524. And it's a bit of a blunt instrument. We don't know what we're looking for. It's kind of like picking 7 countries and banning immigration. But it gives us a tool. You know, it's 0.5. And so I inherited some results, and they were low. You know, particulates 0.16, you know, and the one thing that was weird, the SD for the total hydrocarbons, the VOCs, was kind of high. So NIOSH gave us another blunt instrument. It's like picking 10 countries and banning laptops from the passengers. And so 100 is the magic number. And this one guy is a third of the way there. And I'm thinking, what the heck's going on with that? So I go to the work site to see what's going on. He doesn't work here anymore. Oh my God, did he die? No, he got a new job. And I found his boss, and he said, that's probably why. He was vaping like mad to try and quit smoking. And so I'm sure that's where this total VOCs came from. And you look at vaping, it's not anymore a crutch for quitting smoking. It's a lifestyle. You go to the pub, and people have what looks like a hash pipe jammed into an auto part. And it's a non-stop thing. And so I'm thinking, this can't be good. So I look at the ingredients. I got an MSDS for one of these things. And the key thing is nicotine. Well, that's not very nice. And then propylene glycol or glycerin. And depends upon the juice manufacturer, or if you make up your own juice, you could have all propylene glycol or all glycerin, however you want to get the throat irritation. And they're quick to point out these things are GRAS. Well, GRAS, recognized as safe, is for things you ingest, not you inhale. And so it's just a folly. And I know this is bad practice. I'm a bad occupational hygienist. I'm using exposure limits as an indicator of toxicity. But, well, come on, we're amongst friends. Propylene glycol, 150 parts per million. That's not much. I mean, it's like acetone. And you look what else is in there, and it's a concoction of bad chemicals, most notably diacetyl, which gives us our bronchiolitis obliterans, the popcorn lung disease. So essentially, are these things safe? I don't know. They're using them for delivery of cannabinoids now. You don't have to just look at nicotine. You could just deliver your artificial cannabis in there. So they're maybe healthier, but not healthy. So the bottom line is not to smoke, and not to smoke anything, or you could wind up like our zombie buddies in the middle of the street. And that's my little rant for the day.